Hi, I'm Chrystyne Olivieri, your paleo practitioner, and today you're in for a treat. Today I'm going to be interviewing a patient who has type 2 diabetes, Mr. Kevin Cooney, and he's going to tell you a little bit about his experiences as he's been able to maintain his blood sugar and getting his blood sugars under control by using almost 100% the Paleolithic eating patterns. He did get diagnosed with diabetes about 2 years ago and was told by his primary doctor to eat a little bit less sugar and to lose some weight. At that time, his hemoglobin A1Cs were over 10. I didn't meet Mr. Cooney until he came into my office looking for some nutritional guidance about a year ago, at which time his A1C had rose to over 12. So I put him on a very specific diet of paleo eating patterns, and we did choose together to use metformin, which is a very, very good first-line medication that is used to treat insulin resistance. Mr. Cooney's been very successful using paleo eating patterns in losing weight, as well as getting his sugars under very good control. So before we waste any more time, let me introduce Mr. Kevin Cooney. Hi, Kevin. How you doing?
Very good, thank you.
Excellent. So tell me about why you started eating paleo.
Well, as you mentioned, my diabetes numbers were very high. I was overweight, and I was looking for a natural way to combat my diabetes.
Excellent. And you found that paleo was the way to do that?
It seems to be. Right now, I've been on it for about 4 months, and it seems to be working very well.
Excellent. Can you compare and contrast your current eating patterns to your prior eating patterns?
Well, I think, simply put, it's the elimination of refined carbohydrates. It has been a little bit of a battle in the beginning, but in the last few months, eliminating things like pasta and bread have become easier and easier to do. And the results have been such that it's an incentive to remain refined carbohydrate free.
Excellent. How has your overall fitness changed since you started eating paleo?
Well, I have increased my physical activity. I was always very active, always worked long hours and did those kinds of things and had the energy to do it. But since being on the paleo diet, I have even more energy. I do now rise earlier than normal to do a half-hour workout in the morning, and I follow that up with another half-hour cardio workout in the evenings when I get home from work.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, would you consider yourself to be a soft paleo or a hardcore paleo?
Well, I would consider myself a soft paleo wanting to be a hardcore paleo. I think it is a process where you have to improve. Also, your craving for those refined carbohydrates diminishes over time. So I think, you know, as you learn more, the payback for being a hardcore paleo dieter is well worth it.
Wonderful. All right. And exercise, how that fits into your life? Do you enjoy doing your exercise?
I always have. Somewhere in my late 40s and through my 50s, it kind of got removed from my daily routine. Now that it's back, I'm very happy with it.
All right. And have you lost a lot of weight since you started paleo?
I would say I've lost somewhere in the neighborhood of 44 pounds.
In what kind of a time frame?
4.5 months.
Wow. All right. Do your family and friends support your efforts?
Very much so. My wife and daughter are very supportive. I do most of the cooking in the house in the evenings, and have obviously changed our diet, and everyone's on board. So we all explore new ways and new foods and how they interact, and we're all become very interested in the glycemic index. So all those things play into it being very easy for me to do.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, do you feel that the paleo eating patterns has impacted your health and your diabetes control?
Well, absolutely. Most recently, my blood sugar numbers were very good, or at least well improved. And I would expect that same kind of improvement. My real motivation for all of this is that I do not want to become a full-blown or remain a full-blown diabetic. And for me right now, this is an active way for me to work against that happening.
Now that 12.1 A1C, that was only a short period of time ago. What is your number now?
6.3, I believe. So we've cut it in half in 4 months.
Absolutely. How about your lipids? Have they improved?
Yes, they have. The good cholesterol is going in the right direction, and the bad cholesterol is going in the right direction also.
Excellent. And going paleo often means giving up on some foods and beverages that are very popular in our culture. How do you feel about that?
Well, there are occasions when you're at a special event, or you're out at a planned menu situation where it does become a little bit more challenging. But to answer you very honestly, I don't feel deprived not eating those kinds of things. I basically kind of discreetly either just poke at something that I shouldn't be eating and move on, or make a choice for something else. So there are challenges at times, for sure. But for the most part, again, I think that desire to eat refined carbs diminishes the longer you stay on the diet.
Wonderful. All right. Now, overall, obviously, you just answered the question, do you find eating paleo to be challenging? And in certain situations, you said you
yeah,
do.
it can be. But it's, as I said, the longer you do it, the less challenging that becomes.
Okay. And do you believe your decision to go paleo was worth it?
Oh, yeah, I think this is a lifetime decision. There's no way that I would go back to my old eating patterns, I don't think.
So you would recommend it to anybody else?
Absolutely would, yes.
Whether or not they needed to get control of blood sugar, do you think this is healthy for just about anybody?
I do. I think if you do a little personal research, it doesn't take a lot of time, an hour a week doing some reading, and make an informed decision, I think you'll find that a lot of the preconceived notions about what is healthy and what isn't will be dispelled.
Exactly. Well, thank you very much for your time, Mr.
You're
Cooney.
welcome.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
So as you can see, paleo eating patterns will help somebody to lose weight, to lower their lipids or raise their good cholesterol, and especially to get control of diabetes. Thank you very much for letting me be your paleo practitioner.